What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at 4 exercises for a condition called Trapezius Myalgia, which basically describes a condition where you have pain in this trapezius muscle, the upper trapezius muscle. So if you notice that maybe you're working at a desk or you're commuting and you're regularly getting pain in this muscle, these will be exercises for you. All right, for our first exercise, we're going to perform a soft tissue mobilization, basically a self-massage for the trapezius muscle. This can be a really effective strategy for kind of relaxing the muscle and reducing pain initially, and you can do this really as often as it helps you. There's no real firm formula on it, so just find what works best for you. You're going to take something like a tennis ball. This is a little pinky ball. I'll put a link down in the description. These are like $5 if you want to get one of these. It's going to contact right here on the trapezius muscle, and you can kind of work your way through it. And you're going to use a door frame or maybe like a squat rack if you have one, but basically keep that muscle, kind of hold it in position, and then you're going to push the ball into the wall. And this is just a nice way of kind of massaging the trapezius muscle. So just kind of roll through there. Sometimes I'll kind of keep it a hold of it with my other hand just to find it, and then you can kind of move it around. If you find a tender spot, usually people will find kind of like a real tender point, almost like a trigger point, and you can kind of hold there, let your arm just relax. You can kind of move your head a little bit if you want to. Trapezius attaches up on our skull, so kind of moving your head can help to kind of stretch it and mobilize it. And just spend, somewhere in the neighborhood of like 30 seconds to 1 minute kind of mobilizing the muscle, just working through it and trying to get it to relax, and again, just kind of reduce some of that early pain. Okay, so that's our first exercise, a trapezius soft tissue mobilization. For exercise number 2, we're now going to stretch the upper trapezius muscle. So what you're going to do here is whichever side you want to stretch, you're going to put that arm behind your back and sort of pull your shoulder blade down gently. That's going to lengthen upper trapezius and kind of tack your shoulder blade down. And then from there, I'm going to take the other hand, grab the head, and then kind of pull ear to shoulder going the opposite direction. And you should really feel a stretch kind of along this lateral line of your neck, maybe down to the shoulder. Just be careful, don't pull this too hard, because we do have all these nerves exiting our neck, and this is putting tension on those cervical nerves as well. And pulling too hard can be painful, might irritate those nerves. So just go to where you feel kind of a gentle stretch in trapezius. You also can play with how hard you're pulling your shoulder blade down. If you pull it down too hard, you might again kind of trigger those nerves. So just find what works for you. With stretches, we typically recommend that people perform 2 to 4 stretches each day and hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Again, no real firm formula on that. If you notice this is bothering you frequently throughout the day, you could do multiple stretches. You could do 5 to 10 stretches a day if it really helps you. Maybe every 30 minutes to an hour, you take a break from your work and do a stretch like this. Okay, so that's number 2, an upper trapezius stretch. All right, for exercise number 3 and 4, we're now going to start loading the trapezius muscle with resistance training exercises. A lot of times this feels counterintuitive to people because they're like, if my muscle's tight, why would I do strengthening exercises? But we have newer research showing that strengthening exercises can actually reduce some of the electrical activity in our trapezius muscle and lead to a feeling of sort of relaxation and a reduction in pain. I'll put references to those studies down in the description if you want to read them. So for the first exercise they used in the study, it's a lateral raise. So you're going to take 2 dumbbells. Mine are 5 pounds, so something in that range. It doesn't have to be really heavy. This is normally a deltoid exercise, so I'm going to stand and just raise my arms out into abduction to shoulder level, and then back down slowly. So normally this is done to strengthen the middle part of the deltoid muscle, but we do see in the research that doing this exercise also activates upper trapezius, and like I said, in these studies has shown to help reduce tension and pain in the upper trapezius muscle. So what I would say is if you're doing this for pain, go for 10 to 15 repetitions and see how your muscle feels. And again, you may do this several times throughout the day. Take breaks from your work and just do a set of these. It's not meant to be a hypertrophy strengthening exercise. We're using it for pain alleviation. So it's a little bit different in terms of sets and reps. Usually for people, just go for 10 to 15 reps. And again, do that a few times throughout the day. Our last exercise will be a trapezius shrugging exercise. Most people are familiar with this exercise, and it's one of the main actions of our upper trapezius muscle. It basically shrugs or elevates our shoulder blades. So I've got heavier dumbbells now, 15 pounds, so you probably need something a little heavier. This muscle is pretty strong, so just think about kind of setting your shoulder blades kind of back, give them a little squeeze, and then from there you're just lifting your shoulders toward your ears. Also kind of keep your chin tucked a little bit. Don't let your neck move into extension. Kind of just hold there. And then again, 10 to 15 repetitions, going through that full range of motion, really activating and squeezing upper trapezius and then down nice and slow. Usually after a set of these, you'll feel kind of the muscle will feel maybe a little bit tired, but it'll also feel more relaxed. So again, just use this throughout your day as much as you need to activate upper trapezius and then to get that sort of post-activation relaxation in the muscle. Again, this is one of the exercises that was used in this newer research to help reduce trapezius myalgia related pain. Okay, so that is our last exercise, a trapezius shrug. Thanks for checking out today's video. I hope you find these exercises to be helpful. Just want to mention you'll find more comprehensive programs in my book, which is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Every body region has its own chapter. So if we go back to the head and neck chapter, the first program here is called neck pain, but is a really great program for pain in this upper trapezius muscle that we are talking about today. If we flip back to the program, all of the programs take you through 3 phases and have pictures of me doing all of the exercises. So really, they're much more comprehensive programs than what you'll find in one of my YouTube videos. So if you'd like to have a resource that allows you to do all your own physical therapy at home, I'll put a link for my book down in the description. Thanks again for checking out today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.